Good evening. Good evening. Am I audible? Am I audible? Am I audible and visible? Dev Mukherjee, Ram Ram, Abhijit Bhattacharya, Namaskar. Am I audible and visible? Let me start today. If not audible, please mention. I am switching to some other set. Okay? Okay. Good evening. Good evening. You are audible. Okay. Yesterday, I mentioned and something and enter into the phenomena of Mahakal, the phenomena of Bhagavanji. Long before I have told, in 1897, on the year of birth of Netaji Subhash Chandra, the mathematical postulation of electron was made. And on that postulation, the modern science stands. Whole atomic model stands. But even after 130 years, the electron has not been visualized by any of the equipments discovered till today. We try to understand electron not by seeing it, but by seeing its functions, appreciating its function. Mahakal you cannot see. You have to appreciate that by your wisdom, appreciating his divine activities. One of the statement of Mahakal, as published in Uma, Oi Mohamanobo Ashe. Statement is, let big powers be engaged somewhere else. Let big powers be engaged somewhere else. Clear? Let me elaborate it. Let your enemies and big powers of the world remain engaged somewhere else. What does it mean? In this world, you have some enemies, known enemies like Pakistan, and some other very big powers. And among these big powers, I am not calling them my enemies of my country. But at least these big powers do not like my motherland, my country to grow, to stand erect on this world. But my country wants, after 1200 years of subjugation, of political subjugation, economic subjugation and intellectual subjugation, want to stand up in this world. And if these enemies and big powers remain very active, they will not allow you to grow. They will directly attack you, or they will encircle you, encage you, encircle you, or they will help the enemies of India who are inside India, who are agents of the foreign forces. And now, Sushanta Babu, now this time, three very important events has taken place and giving us a very synchronizing effect. Number one, the internal situation of this country, of my motherland, has changed a lot in last 70 years, particularly after the Ram Janmabhoomi movement. The all parties, political parties, anti-national parties, Sikumaku Congos are weak now, are fragmented now, and they are in same platform. Plus, another thing is, in the international theatre, the enemies, my enemies, and big powers of the world are engaged somewhere else. And if they are engaged in their own way, or if I can tactfully engage them somewhere else, it will be my opportunity for my prosperity, for my standing up, for my reorganization, restructuring my Bharatvarsh, my restructuring, physically, politically, economically, militarily, in all way. Think today, where is the world today? Think today, what is see to the world. Yesterday, and last 24 hours, just 1,000 miles beyond my boundary. What has happened? The Iran Air Force has targeted some of the bases in South Pakistan, in the region of Balochistan. Iran is complaining, some of the anti-Iranian forces are acting against Iran from the bases in Pakistan. Therefore, they have every right to target them, demolish them. And in retaliation, what Pakistan has done within 24 hours? Pakistan Air Force has targeted some of the bases in Iran. Remember, both Iran and Pakistan are two Muslim countries. And long back, in my volume 3 of Netaji Subhash Chandra, I have clearly written, there will be never a lasting friendship between Iran and Pakistan for many reasons. Historic reason is, religious reason is, Iran is Shia. It is the Shia majority country and Shia country. Among the Shia world, it is the mightiest country. And Pakistan is a Sunni country. Pakistan is a Sunni country. Army is a Sunni army. And Pakistan army is of the Muslim world, is the mightiest army. Only declared nuclear power. And economically already devastated. Number 2, the so-called Balochistan of Pakistan. Actually, the western part of Balochistan historically is of Iran. And eastern part historically of Bharat. But British Empire annexed a part of Balochistan from the body of Iran to the body of British India. And when Pakistan was given birth to in 1947, that part of Balochistan and the Bharat part of Balochistan has gone to Pakistan. Iran is claiming back that Balochistan. And Balochistan, people of Balochistan, both parts, do not like to stay in Pakistan. That's why Balochis has formed Baloch Liberation Army with many other foreign countries, also with the help of Iran. Therefore, that war was there, war has again erupted, war will continue. Come to the Afghan side. Afghanistan is a Muslim country. Pakistan is a Muslim country. But again, so-called Northwest Frontier Province, a part historically belongs to Afghanistan. In the 19th century, first decade, British, at the end of the Afghan-British war, annexed a part of Afghanistan with the body of British India. And after and that was by the treaty was supposed to go back to Afghanistan in 1985. But after the formation of Pakistan, Pakistan has not executed that international treaty. Afghans are mentally ready and physically ready to strike Pakistan to take back that part of Afghanistan. Clear? And more than 1 million of Afghans as refugees in Pakistan. Pakistanis think they will be helpful for Pakistan to attack India. But many of them actually are prepared to cut the belly of Pakistan and to take out that part of Afghanistan, of Northwest Frontier Province, back to Afghanistan. Clear? I discussed all these things in my volume 3, Netaji Subhash Chandra. Then come to what is happening. The world big powers and forces are engaged somewhere else. And you see, here the Iran on the other way, Iran is targeting Israel, where Iran is being backed by China, North Korea, Russia. On the contrary, there is Israel. Israel is being backed by the whole West Europe, America, Canada, Western forces, New Zealand, Australia, all these things. And Iran has some agencies in different parts of the Arab land, like Houthi terrorists. They are targeting the Israel from those bases, because Iran directly is not targeting Israel. They are targeting Israel through his agents in different parts of the Arab world. And also, those forces are targeting the trading vessels in the Arabian Sea, in the Persian Gulf and Red Sea and Arabian Sea. Because through the Arabian Sea, through the Red Sea, all the big vessels, ships trading vessels from the India, from Australia, New Zealand, they navigate towards Europe and America. That is the shortest way. And these pro-Iranian terrorists stationed in the Gulf area, they are targeting our trading vessels, carriers. That's why the sea route trade is being hampered. And our also Indian ships were being targeted by some terrorist group like Houthis, who are pro-Iranians. Because their complaint is India is supporting Israel. And that's why Indian Navy has to be stationed in Arabian Sea for protection of the movements of the vessels through the Arab Sea, Persian Gulf and Red Sea. And also that Indian effort has been enforced by the UK and USA. The UK, USA Navy and Naval Air Force also has targeted that pro-Iranian agencies in different parts around the Red Sea. And because in that area, in the movement of our big vessels, is interest of India, UK and USA is same. And you see here also the big powers are engaged. And they are directly in the Palestine area. The Israel and Palestine is engaged. On the Palestine side, there is the Muslim world, some of the Muslim countries, not all. Muslim countries divided, not all, and China, Russia, North Korea. And Israel side being backed by the whole West powers, Western powers. And go to, there is in the Europe front, Russia and Ukraine war on two sides. NATO on one side, Russia and China other side. Situation. And the Pacific region, both on North Korea and in Taiwan, the big forces are engaged there. Big forces engaged there in the Pacific region. And this is our opportunity. This is our opportunity. This is our opportunity. Let the big powers be engaged somewhere else. Let our enemies and big powers remain engaged somewhere else. Only then will be able to operate in our own field very safely. And there is no guarantee that today or tomorrow Pakistan or China will strike our Indian border. এক ঘন্টা পরে This is the situation. Number two, another thing, let me elaborate something else. Elaborate something yesterday, and another point, this is the international situation and national situation. In the national situation, there are so many parties, about 20 political parties. All are regional parties and Congress. All are anti-national parties. And keep in mind, Pakistan, even for 7 decades, is surviving only for the tactful support of these parties in India. Had there been very strong nationalist government before in India, in Bharat, long before, Pakistan has every chance being destroyed. Many a time, this India, ruled by the Sikumakus, Kongus, has helped Pakistan to survive. And one thing, very good, all these political parties are the same platform. Very good. Because if all these 20 political parties are in different directions, it will be difficult for me to target them. And as they are in same platform, it is easy to target them, to defeat them. And in the same platform, they are fighting with each other. They are exposing themselves. And they are proving themselves how they are anti-national and to what extent they are anti-Sanatan and anti-Hindu. Let them expose them. Then another thing I have told you, coming back to the recent event, and many of you have come to across the facts that in last 9 years, foreign direct investment in India is historic. Foreign direct investment, last 9 years, India record is a record. No other country never has that enjoyed that investment. About 130 countries had invested in India in about 60 sectors. This is historic record. That means the capital of many countries find it safe to be invested in Bharat. And that investment will give us the scope for use of our unemployed youth who are in millions. Remember, after 1971, only when the Western money was invested in China, that investment created scopes in China for the employment of millions of Chinese educated youth. That gave a quantum shift in the economic growth of China, and that economic growth subsequently gave the military gain of China. And yesterday I give an example. What is happening in India? What is happening in India? Why that mental and psychological transformation in India? Why so much enthusiasm, spontaneous, all over the country about the Ram temple? Why so much enthusiasm in almost 50-60 countries about this Ram temple construction of the Sanatanis? Why so much? Not only Sanatani, also other groups of people all over the world. Why? Why? Number one, because all of them, they are basically from the cultural heritage of Bharatvarsh. They are the productions, they are the generations of the cultural heritage of India. Wherever they may be, inside the boundary of Bharatvarsh or outside the boundary, anywhere in the Southeast Asia, Korea, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, or Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, or even Burma, or even in many of the Gulf regions, many of the islands of the Pacific region, Atlantic regions, all are trying to find their origin in Bharatvarsh. They are finding that they are searching their heritage. This is being oneness. All are searching their root. Oneness. And yesterday I explained. And this upsurge is the Sanatanis of Bharatvarsha for centuries, for more than 12 centuries, was suppressed. That suppressed mind is getting its expression. And as it was tremendously suppressed, now this is a volcanic eruption. There was much heat generated inside by that suppression of our people for centuries. In 1,000 years of Muslim rule, about 60 crores of Hindus have been butchered. And British era, the British swords, British guns has killed us in lakhs. That suppression was trying to find out an expression. And now there is an opportunity of expression. I've given one example of statement of MAHAKAL about China. Why China grew up after 1941. He told Mao is not using communism in real sense. He is using it as a cover-up. He is using communism as mask and gown. Chinese communism is nothing but a suppressed nationalism, suppressed Han nationalism. Han, majority people of mainland of China, was suppressed for centuries by the Manchu rulers. Manchu rulers are not the rulers from the original mainland of China. They are external forces. Mongolians rule China. Mongolians are the external rulers for centuries. Tibet was not part of China. Tibetan rulers ruled China for centuries. The Han nationalism remains suppressed, encircled, suffocating. Han nationalism, Han mind was kept suffocating for centuries. And by using communism, the word communism, the mask and gown of communism, Mao brought an opportunity or expression of that pent up heat. That and whatever happened, the so-called revolution is nothing but the expression of the sudden expression of the suppressed Han nationalism. And same thing is happening in India. And today, these Sikumaku Kongus are not understanding this phenomena. And what is happening in the name of Ram, in the name of Ram temple construction, in this wave, all the international forces will be washed out. Like a tsunami, the tsunami will wash out all these as garbages. Will wash out all these Sikumaku Kongu forces. A new India will take part. A new India will take part. And yesterday, I explained how mysteriously a organized team, a well-trained team from outside sneaked into the crowd of Korsevaks who are in lakhs around this in the disputed area. They entered there and destroyed, demolished the 3 structures there who are illegally, immorally constructed by the soldiers of Babur. And that changed the status of the disputed area. And that helped the High Court and Supreme Court to process in a different way. Had there been no destruction, no demolition, only court process could not solve this problem. And you see, only the divine force on one side engaged BJP, Sangha Poribar, Bajrang Dal, Vishwa Hindu Parishad to create a waves after waves in the people's movement on the streets. That was the it. Other side, a demolition. Other side, the court procedure. 3-pronged process from 3 angles. This was processed. Only by people's movement and only by legal procedure that solution was not possible. Demolition is essential. Because only demolition changed the status physically of the area. And very strategically. And I have told you of the BJP and Sangha Poribar, never their plan was demolition of these structures. Only people's movement, agitation, heat generation was their plan. And that side, you see, Prime Minister's rule, Narasimha Rao. On the day, very day, in the morning, in that tense situation when the country was in tense, police force, army, Supreme Court, all in tense condition, political parties, very coolly, Prime Minister Narasimha Rao, on the 6th December 1992, entered his Thakur Ghar, went into contemplation, telling that, don't disturb me today, I am going to meditate in front of my idols. Whatever may happen in the world, don't disturb me. After completion of my meditation, I will come out. When they came out in the afternoon, by this time, that mysterious force has here demolished the structures into dust. And he came out, imposed president rule, dismissing Kalyan Singh BJP government in UP, and then dismissed 4 other BJP state governments and acquired the disputed lands of this area of Ajodhya, and they are in Kashi and they are in Mathura. A historic event, very strategic event. And even this Sikumaku Kongu, all parties blame Narasimha Rao helping destruction of these structures. Yes, let me confess today, he helped destruction of these 3 structures. Yes, he did it. He did it. He is the monkey of the Lord Rama. He is the monkey of the Lord Rama. He is a sacred disciple of Mahakal. He has done it. He is a sacred disciple from the days of 1938. 1938, when Netaji was the first Congress president, All India Congress president. Sacred disciple. And then the most important area is the entry of Geological Survey of India into digging of the area. Very vital, very vital. And the same process will be applied, has been applied for Kash, Benares. Same will be applied for Mathura. And Mahakal in one place has clearly told, I am leaving. I will show you history by digging soil. Somosati, doctor, read Mahakal that ওই মহামানবাসে ক্লিয়ারলি আমি বেঁচে আছি, আমি মাটি করে ইতিহাস দেখিয়ে দেব। Yes, Geological Survey of India is in action, was in action, will be again action. And the placement of statue of Netaji in India Gate, change of name of the highway there, avenue, Kartobya Path, Kartobya duty. Lord Rama is the embodiment of the sense of duty, Kartobya Path. There is the Rama of modern India, statue of Netaji in the India Gate, and here the Ram temple construction. The Rama of ancient India of the Treta era, Treta Yuga. And in 2002, when I and Surajit was opening up the boxes of the Bhagavanji Mahakal in the Faizabad treasury, after opening up the boxes, seeing the materials there, seeing all the documents, and seeing what the Archaeological Survey of India digging in Ajodhya, I told Surajit, here from these documents in the Faizabad treasury, the history of modern India will be rewritten. The modern Ram of modern India, history will be rewritten. And there, the history of ancient India, history of Rama of Treta Yuga will be again rewritten. I'm very happy. After 20 years that is happening. And this statement I have uttered many a time to many of the press persons who asked me. And very important, on 22nd, the Pran Pratishtha, and But on 23rd, it was initially declared that the Ram temple will be open for the public in stages from 24th to 26th. And they have gradually, light is focusing on the truth, and indirectly giving indication. They are opening up all the gates for the public on 23rd January, the birthday of Netaji Subhash Chandra. Many also asked me today, why not declaring Bhagwanji's Netaji? I have given answer in different ways. If I am in the chair of the Prime Minister, should I do it? I will tell, I should not do it. I will not do it. Being a common person in a remote place, not focused in the media and international media, it is very easy to tell by a person like me that Bhagwanji Netaji. Even 20 years back, 30 years back, I have told it. But it is not possible for me sitting in the chair of the Prime Minister. The moment this sentence come out from my lips, the international media will focus on me. They will ask me a barrage of questions, series of questions. Should I open up that gate where I will be asked question in a series which will hamper and which will disclose my strategic plans and my future plans, my secret plans? Can the Commander-in-Chief, who is sitting in his warehouse, High Command house, will disclose all his strategies to the outside world, the public, even to his own country? No, the Commander-in-Chief should not disclose his plans and programs even to the public, his own persons. This should remain secret. History have its own way, a big mystery, a big history, a truth. The truth has its own way of expression. Premature disclosure will hamper the purpose. Too much enthusiasm is not good. Purposeless enthusiasm is not good. Inactive enthusiasm is not good. Those we are not helping him, we are not doing good to the country, we are not sacrificing for the country. What is the need of knowing us, knowing all these things from long before? We need not know. We should not know. Who are we? We have not sacrificed anything for this country. Why so much eagerness? Let the things come out in phases. Let the work be done. Let that divine plans, sacred plans remain safe. And the real operators of those plans of Mahakal also, they need safety. If they are killed by the enemies, who will operate? Who will execute those plans? A sensitive issue. Houthis, GRP terrorists, pro-Iranian are targeting Indian vessels. Yes, nowadays it is becoming a very serious issue. If it grow more, costs or many essential commodities will be. Yes. Good morning. Good evening, Shomoshati. Partho Shandal, good evening. Shubho Sandhya. Any question? Abhijit Babu? Good evening. I will stop today. And naturally, tomorrow is Friday, Saturday, Shukra, Shoni, Robi, Shom, Mongol. All 4 days I will be busy in different places. Naturally, I will not be able to meet you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Shubha Ratri. Good night.